I'm Zach, and this is our tour of our 2024 ice castle slash camper. We'll walk around the outside and we'll check out some of the stuff that we got going on. All right, some of the features about our setup is it's 21 feet long, 8 feet wide, and 8 feet tall from the floor to the top, not including the AC unit up top. Otherwise, it's probably like 9.5 feet tall. Fully insulated, all spray foam insulation, walls, ceiling, floor. Galvanized frame, everything's galvanized, no rusting. We're from Minnesota, it's a big problem. So don't have to worry about that. It should look nice for quite a while. We got obviously awning, big windows. We love our big windows. We get to see everything that we have outside while we're inside. This step folds up, which is great because not only is it a step that you can wipe your feet off on and keep all the dirt and dust and all the stuff out of your camper, but while we're traveling, it just flips up and pins. And then if we leave the camper anywhere or we have to go do anything, we can throw a padlock right here. And then it's double security. Not only can we lock the door, but we can lock the step up to keep the door from being open. All right, and then on the back of our setup is we obviously have our bike rack, our Yakima hang tight for all of our bikes. Another thing I added to it was the receiver mount, so we could put the bike rack on. And my best friend Josh's dad, Joe Geno, shout out to Joe Geno for all the custom work. But so we could haul our bikes. And the other added thing we did was we did a custom roof platform on this because there's so much usable space up on the top. And with that roof, you can't really walk on it. It's kind of soft. So we built the platform. And then along with the platform, we added the double ladders just so it looks cool. You know, the overlander kind of feel to it. Heavy duty, super heavy duty, adds a lot of strength to it, and it just gives us all the room on the roof to be able to, you know, hang out and store stuff up there like a rocket box. We have a freestanding hammock rack up there as well. The whole platform is made out of bin flooring, drain bin flooring. It's galvanized, it all snaps together. It's one big piece. Clips in, super sturdy, won't rust. And then this is the driver's side of the ice house. I guess we have another big window on this side, which is awesome. It's a 30 amp service for plugging in. We usually don't run the big heavy duty cord for the 30 amp unless we're running the AC, and we barely ever use that. It hasn't been hot enough. So just a regular extension cord into the generator works great. Forced air furnace. For heat, it's run off propane. It gets it nice and toasty. No complaints with that. And then obviously our range vent for above the stove. And then these are the vents for the refrigerator. It's run off propane. It's a 12-volt fridge, so you can just runs off the battery and propane. And then if you're plugged in, it automatically kicks into 110. So whatever we're doing, it's running. Hot water heater, again, run on propane. I think it's a 5-gallon tank. So when we do shower, we just take turns and just let it warm up and do its thing. It's plenty for what we need. Dishes mostly is what we use the hot water for. Works awesome. And then obviously we've got these two little vents here and here. And those are just ventilation for the battery boxes. That battery is to run the hydraulics for lifting the camper up and down, and I'll show you that in a little bit. And then that battery vent is for all of our onboard batteries for lights and everything else that works inside. The lights. So I don't know if you noticed on the other side, but we have floodlights on this side as well. So four floodlights in total, and those work awesome for just being able to set up camp at night. Just flip those on and you can see everything. I mean, it's awesome. They're originally for the ice house. They're tip-up lights originally. So when this is being used for ice fishing, you can set up your tip-ups, you know, 50, 100 yards away, you can kick on those lights and you can look out the window. You can see if your tip ups are up. And this is the driver's side of the V of the ice house. We have, don't mind, our Starlink is just kind of thrown out there. We usually store that in the back of the truck when we travel. But we have our toolboxes. The bottom toolbox is, we have two 30-pound propane tanks, and then I throw some extra stuff in there like lantern fuel, hoses for filling up the water, stuff like that. This is our city water connection, and then this is our freshwater fill. Everybody knows what those are for. And then another toolbox up top, and what I put in here is like blocks for if we have to level when we drop it down. I've got some cut 2x4s that I throw in there so I can put underneath the corner, some 1-pound propane tanks for the torch, whatever. And then we've got the two windows, which is great because that's the bunks inside. So each kid has their own window, which is awesome. And then another work light. So when I'm out here at night and I need to get in here, do some switch propane tanks, I can just flip that light on and I can see everything. And when it's hooked to the truck, it works awesome because I can flip that light on and then I can see in the back of the truck too. What else? Spare tire, gotta have it. That's where this lives, right here on the front. And last but not least, the roof of the roof platform on our camper is, like I said, it's bin flooring. It's a floating platform, so nothing's attached to the walls, nothing's attached to the actual roof. It's 4 legs that go down and bolt right to the frame. So it's solid platform, basically the whole roof except for the V. You can see we AC unit. We've got a rocket box, which holds the upright arms on the freestanding hammock rack. And obviously roof vent, and then a skylight bubble in the shower. Starlink, we just toss our Starlink up here whenever we get to where we're going, so we don't have to worry about anything being too tall or it getting wrecked or anything. So here's the roof. We've got the vent, Starlink, and then we have a satellite also, but we don't use that. It's just there. Rocket box. We put like extra stuff in there too. This is it. Nice big platform. I would say the dimensions of this platform are 8 feet wide by probably 16 feet long. And one of the really cool things about our setup is I always bring a dirt bike with when we travel. The best part about that is, you know, if you get on some BLM land or you get in the mountains, there's a lot of really cool trails that we want to go see and maybe camp at. But we don't know if we can even get up the hills, let alone be able to turn the truck around and trailer wherever we're going. So I'll just offload the dirt bike and I'll just run up the trail and see if there's a good camping spot or if it's even worth trying to drive up there. And we added the mount on that, my Joe Geno again, the man. So this is just as easy as you just ratchet it on here. And then the bike just comes off. And that's what it looks like without the bike. Here's the mounts. The tires sit right in these trays. This is an electric dirt bike. It's 72 volts. It's a Raw Mantis. I'm a 2-stroke guy. I love my motors. I love my noise. But this thing is awesome for when we travel because you get in the mountains and you don't have to worry about carburetor problems as far as like altitude change. No maintenance. Just throw the battery in it and you can just take off and go wherever you want. Plus it is quiet. It's kind of nice because then I can ride it around at night through campgrounds, do whatever, and I'm not gonna piss anybody off. We mentioned it is an ice house. We are from Minnesota. No, it's not broken and it's not falling on the ground. So when we fish up in Minnesota, we just drive this out on the frozen lakes, drop the belly to the ice, and then there's hole covers in the floor. We'll show you those when we do the inside tour. But yeah, then you just ice fish through the floor. It's awesome. We love it for camping because it sits flat on the ground. When you have it all set up, it doesn't shake around. it's a lot more convenient just to step up inside versus having to step up into a trailer. It just feels a lot more stable and a lot more like home. And it's all hydraulic, runs off a button, and I'll just show you how it goes. Just hit up. What it looks like when it rides down the road. It's actually really nice because it doesn't have an exposed axle underneath it, so our clearance is awesome, especially when you get out here and you get into some really rough roads. A lot of clearance, sits a lot taller than, you know, most like campers, and it looks pretty sharp. And then we'll just put it down. Just hit a button.
Happy birthday. Dad, I want me up.
There you have it, all set up and down, push of a button. All right, I suppose it's time to see the inside of our setup. So come on in here, check it out. When you first walk in, we have our shoe storage. This is just IKEA shoe bins. They work awesome. We have a lot of shoes for 5 people, boots, sandals, tennis shoes. Everything fits in here. It's great. We love it. And then the top is like this nice little tray, so it's a little catch-all for stuff. More artwork from our friends. Dylan, shout out. Dream more, baby. And up here we just have our 32-inch TV. Costin's got his PlayStation 5. Gotta have that stuff. So this is the entrance area. All right, this side of the camper we kind of designate to camping stuff, outdoors stuff, tools, our junk drawer right here. Everybody's gotta have a junk drawer. And then we do like pens and pencils, and we got a sewing kit, bug spray, stuff like that. And in this big cabinet, we put like our kites. I've got my hatchet, my axe, some fire starting stuff, you know, camping stuff, camping things. Up here is kind of our overflow. We throw some of Ophelia's like arts and crafts stuff. We have our first aid kit, extra coconut milk, some canned goods, stuff like that. And then we have our jars up here for nuts, granola, rice, things that take up too much space in the cupboards. Those go there. And then obviously you have to have your root cellar. You gotta have a root cellar. Baskets, we have baskets kind of throughout just to kind of catch all of our stuff, whatever we've got going on. I'll put it up in a little bit, but I'm talking right now. I'm giving a tour. Hold on. And then over here is the dining room slash living room slash everything room. There's jackknife sofas, so we kind of leave one down for the kids just to kind of lounge on. It's fun when we're watching TV or movies at night. We can just kind of have a lay around area, and then another spot to where we can just sit and eat, and it's all good. Fireplace in the back, which works awesome for when we're hooked up to electricity. We don't have to run our propane for our furnace. Shelf in the back. Jay's got her plants. We put like a laptop and everything in the back there. The bump out actually originally is kind of for a TV, but we don't. We have our TV up over here. It's a nice display for our artwork. All the artwork in here is, you know, done by friends and stuff like that. So we like to have that. Storage on each side of the fireplace, and those are really deep cabinets. We have one is for Ophelia's toys and stuff like that, and then the other one is games and decks of cards and stuff like that. Under the couches is all storage. So as big as these couches are, the entire underneath of them is wide open. Back in the very corner is our fuse panel for our breakers for our 110 and for our 12 volt. So that's back there out of the way. And these just fold down, and we put like yoga mat, maybe like if we get a 12 pack of pop or something, we'll slide it underneath there. We really don't use them much. We have so much storage in here. This side we put extra toilet paper, paper towels, stuff like that. Just stuff we don't ever need, or we really don't need to have out, goes underneath there. But optimal storage, tons of storage. I mean, we've got way more storage than what we actually, for living out of here full time, really need to have. So we have options. Okay, and then what works out really awesome for these cabinets is they go through. So there's openings on this side and there's openings on this side. So we use this for my clothes, Ophelia's clothes, and Jenny's clothes. And when we have the bed down and we're sitting in bed, we can open it from the other side and we can pull our clothes out for the day, and it's easy to fold stuff on the bed and put them all away. So access from both sides. All right, and then so the kids have the bunks in the front, and me and Jenny, we have our drop-in bed. So you just push the switch, and it's a queen size bed. And it isn't the bed that came in here because that mattress is just thin and small. So we have a big, like, real good mattress that we put in here. And this lift, I think, will hold up to like 1,000 pounds or something crazy. So we don't ever have to worry about it breaking or whatever. But it just drops down to that height. And then it's straight. Peel it down, and sometimes we'll sleep in here and have movie nights, or it's just our bed. It's where we sleep, and we don't have to make it, because in the morning we just suck it up to the ceiling and it's good. Don't have to look at it. All right, kitchen area. It's kind of like every other kitchen. You got your stove, your oven, microwave, range, sink. And then we just do, under our cabinets, we do like keep our toothbrush, mouthwash, everything under here. And then pots, pans, coffee, stuff like that in there. And then under here is basically pretty shallow because that's where the wheel wells are. So it's just garbage bags, stuff like that under there. Up here is our pantry. We do cups and plates and food, and we put everything in baskets. It's really nice. You just pull it down, and we can see everything that we have in here. It's nice. So yeah, this cool little feature is if you get little spice racks on Amazon, you can put them on inside your cupboards for inside cupboard storage, which is really great. We love it. Stovetop flips up. Our spice racks. We've got our utensils that we put on a magnet strip for our knives and everything. Silverware. We have a lot of hooks throughout for hanging things. Microwave. Up here is like sandwich baggies, parchment paper, cooking stuff like flour, sugar, things like that. All right, and then over here in the kitchen is fridge, freezer. Freezer is awesome because we never had a fridge and freezer in our last camper. So to be able to have ice cream and freeze meat and stuff is really awesome. Up here is just extra pots and pans. We always bring a big stock pot with us because we really like to just treat ourselves and do crab legs once in a while. So you gotta have that big pot. Another thing that we put in here, which is really cool, is a pull-up bar. So it's a pull-up bar / we can hang this really cool swing on here. And when you have children and you have a rain day, These kids are bouncing off walls. They have to have something to do. So this just gives them a little something to do inside that they can swing around, hang, play on, whatever. And it just goes out of the way. We don't ever seem, doesn't bother us. In the front V of the ice house is the bunk house. This is the bunk room for the kids. Nora, she has the bottom bunk. Costa has the top bunk. Ophelia usually sleeps with Costa up here, or she kind of bounces around and sleeps wherever she wants. Like I said, they both have the windows, so that's great. They can let in fresh air, close their windows, do whatever they want to do. They also have back here, there's big cabinets. I don't know if you want to come here, come check it out. It's kind of tight in here. But like each kid in each bunk has these big cabinets and they go all the way down here. So all their clothes and if they have little toys or anything. And oh Jesus. another cupboard. You just stuff everything in there, you know. So, and then what we did too as another addition is we just took copper piping and used for curtains. So the kids can pull their curtain if they want privacy or whatever. It's kind of cool. So they can kind of have their own space whenever they need it. This ladder, I slapped this ladder together. There's really no other options to get in this top bunk. You'd have this big bulky thing that kind of clips on there and it would fall down when you're driving. So I just took some rope and some 1x and just made this cool little ladder, as Ophelia will demonstrate right now. Show them how you get up there.
What?
Climb up there. Climb up there. Let's see you do it. Keep going. Go all the way up.
This is
Ta-da! Something I forgot to mention is underneath Nora's bunk is where our freshwater storage is, along with the hydraulic pump and battery for lifting the camper up and down. I mean, you can kind of check it out. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Oops. Oh, found a little pickleweed right there. But so we've got it's 25 gallons of fresh water, and we can make 25 gallons if we're not showering. We can make that last like 5 days, a week. And then battery box, the hydraulic pump, and then way up front is like some of the plumbing to go out for dumping if you did use the black tank. We use a black tank it's our gray tank. We just use sink water and shower water is the only thing that goes in there. So if you needed to get to the plumbing, it's all under here. So this is that spot. All right, this is the bathroom door, the backside. It's really nice to put hooks on here. Jenny puts her purse. Nora has her backpack. We put our coats and stuff on here too sometimes, but just more options for keeping stuff off the floor. And our bathroom is nothing super impressive, but come on in. We do have a composting toilet, which is our preferred method. I don't like dealing with sewage because that's gross. We have an IKEA bag that we use for all of our dirty clothes. This is our dirty clothes, another coat rack. So we put all of our sweatshirts, coats, whatever. This is really cool for saving space. We were at a thrift store, and this cupboard is actually for a dartboard to put in, and we just got it, didn't have a dartboard. So we did the spice racks again. We just put little spice racks inside of the dartboard case, and we just use it as our medicine cabinet. It's nice and shallow, so it doesn't take up a ton of space. And then in here is our shower. And what we do in here is we use it for storage when we're not taking showers. We put our camera equipment, extra toiletry stuff, some water, and our trash can. Trash cans are really difficult to find a place for, so this works out really, really great. thanks for sticking with us and checking out our ice castle. And if you'd like to see more of our travels and see more of our adventures, check us out on YouTube. Thank you.